So when we think about Jesus Christ and how he operates and how God operates, one of the big objections in our culture that you'll hear from non-believers is, if God is real, why is he hidden? Why can't we see him? All right? How would you answer that?
I'd say, like, it was kind of the question, like, how can you believe in God if he's not there, if you can't see him? Like, well, do you believe the wind blows? Can you feel the wind? Well, you can't see the wind, but you can feel its presence and its effect. Same way with God.
Right. And why is that?
Because, yeah, he's a spirit.
Yeah. So what do we mean by that when we say he's a spirit? How would you?
I would say I mean, it is kind of a deeper question. I would say, like, it's.
But don't make it deep. Just think about.
He's outside of our three-dimensional realm. Like, he's not a human form in flesh. He's something greater than us. Something we can't really fully put our heads around.
Okay. So I use this question all the time with people, and if you know the answer, please don't answer it. I just want to see if people do. Do you have a soul? Do you think you have a soul?
I would say yes.
Okay, so he says yes.
No.
You're not a soul.
Do I have a soul or?
You're a body, right? You have a body, but you're a soul. The way people look at it in our culture today is they think you can understand someone by how they look, right? If you have black skin, you must be a victim. If you have white skin, you must be white guilt and privileged just because of the color of your skin.
If you're an Asian, you're a bad driver.
Right, you have all these things, and we evaluate people by what we look like, right? But who I am is not a body, and everybody knows it, right? So you don't have a soul, you are a soul, and you have a body. Because as you get older, what happens to your body?
Just a weird stereotype.
Kind of looks pretty ugly, doesn't it? As time goes on, right? And the body goes away. But how does the Bible teach about you and who you are? How does the Bible explain you? Spirits, body, soul, mind, spirit, soul, mind, right? It talks about you being actually a spirit. And it says one day your spirit will return to the Lord. So when I'm looking at someone I wanted to marry, I didn't have a list that said, okay, I need this person to be really good in accounting, and they got to be a good basketball player, and they got to have blue eyes, and I made this list, right? Is that how I pick the person I want to marry? What do you look for in someone that you want to date or marry? Give me an example. What do you look for?
First thing I ask them is, what do you think about God?
Okay, but tell me something about their qualities, their attributes. What do you look for? Good in accounting?
If they don't answer that first question, they don't get
You
a
look at
second
their
one.
personality, the compatibility between the two.
Okay, and what would be examples of compatibility? If you're if you love the Chiefs, you say, well, this person has to love the Chiefs because I'm watching them. Is that
You
what you
can't be a
say?
Raiders fan.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
Compassionate.
Yeah, let me help you. I want somebody who's really cruel to animals and likes to set cats on fire, right? And I want a cool person, right? No, when you're meeting someone, you look for things like, are they kind? Are they funny? Are they compassionate? Now, can you see those things?
Yeah.
You can?
Well, you see it in the behavior.
Corin has 3.5 pounds of kindness. Debbie's got 5 pounds. I can see the
You
difference.
can see it in their behavior.
No, you can't.
I don't have any, so you can definitely.
Here, when we talk about experiments in science, we have something called cause and
I
effect,
am funny.
right? When you mix blue and red, what's the effect?
Purple.
Purple. Purple is the outcome of the cause. Kindness is the outcome of something that's causing it. You following me?
Yeah.
This is a big deal. Nobody sees kindness, we just see the effect of someone who's kind, right? When you think about God, this is exactly what he does. They're trying to screw us up in our culture with TV commercials about kind giraffes and kind gorillas and all these animals that are kind. But an animal can't be kind. An animal is programmed, an animal has an instinct. Well, how do we know people can be kind? How do we know? Where do we get that from?
We've experienced it.
Experience. So it's like Buddhism, right? Where, you know, if you experience things, you can tell by the experience subjectively if you know what kindness is. That would be false, because then your subjective opinion could be different than someone else's. Margaret Sanger literally said the kindest thing you can do with a child is kill it before it's born. That's Margaret Sanger, who's founded Planned Parenthood. So the reality is, everything we want answers for, we got to go to the Bible. Genesis chapter 1. God creates all these creatures. There's only one he breathes into. Who's the one?
Adam.
Interesting. Human beings, right? Doesn't breathe into a snake, doesn't breathe into a giraffe, a rat, a horse, anything. What does he breathe into this one creation? His image. That's what it says. Let us make man in our image. So what's God's image? Is he like 6'8", can dunk a basketball, and really articulate in Spanish? Is that his image?
Could be.
I want it.
What's his image?
Trinity.
Huh?
Trinity.
Trinity, but what does that mean? What's his image?
Three parts in one.
What does that mean? You can't talk this way at a waterfront
He's
at work.
loving and personal.
He's like, I mean, I look at every other creation and I said, you know, I had this debate with a bunch of atheists. Well, animals can be moral. I said, really? I'll tell you what, next time you go to the zoo, ask them if you can get in a cage with a gorilla. Right? If animals can be moral, why is it when I walk around the zoo, animals aren't walking around with me? Because we're not stupid. Animals are not moral. Animals are going to act instinctively. That's why we put them in cages, right? Human beings are different. So when we see kindness, love, compassion, anger, these are attributes of the Spirit of God in us. This is the Lord in us, which is not the same in animals. So Christianity is pretty cool because it conforms to reality. This is real, the way it works. So this is why we talk about this idea of hiddenness of God. He's not hidden. We see it all the time.